First of all, screw the refs and punks who I think they should come to the Bernabeu just to stir things up. Real Madrid's win by just one goal that could have been by a lot more, and we should have totally crushed them. There was an attempt to rob us by the ref, outrageous, by not calling a penalty that was clear as day. Why? Well, and then anyway, the thing is, it's not their responsibility. That ref is one of those who cook up the frame, not in the booth. They erased the goal they took away from Mbappé for an offside. That's just a joke. And what a coincidence! It always ends up going Barcelona's way. Without in that moment, in that play, seeing Guller's pass, the moment of Guller's pass, and they're saying Mbappe was offside. Why? I swear we can't even say it's because of the haircut anymore. No, I mean because of the shin guard. I mean maybe he's wearing a thicker shin guard or something. Not that. Anyway, there are people here saying no, that they're not gonna forgive me. Well, like you guys say, so many times in the comments, the video starts at minute 11 with something, but I think he's talking for a whole minute. What a mess. Well, it was the excitement, guys, but come on. Now let's talk about everything we need to talk about, because like I was saying earlier when I was muted, it was that we missed a lot of chances. I mean, we should have put these guys away, and the team's attitude was spot on, no doubt about it. Awesome. They were right where and how they needed to be, just like we asked them to be, so we could explain it to them, Alamin, Jamal, to finally understand what a Madrid-Barça really is, to show the superiority that one team has over the other right now on the field. But if they beat you in attitude, they're going to win, which is exactly what Atleti did to us. Honestly, the team did really well there, even though we're still not at excellence, still not yet. We have to make and put away all the chances we get, not every single one, but at least most of them, because I counted a total of 6 in the first half. To see them, to have done them much more damage than we did. The damage we've done, I just don't think so. Felix says they've got a much better coach. No, I don't think so. What do you think? This isn't a coach's game either. So, Xavi, are you team Vinicius? Because if we're already going to go now to, because they took Vinicius away from us, if we're going to get mad over that, then the one who will come out, because Enrique just isn't getting in. They took Vinicius off, Enrique's not coming in. Come on, let's complain about another soccer player. Or do we get that this is about the team and the group, huh? I think a lot of us need to take a hard look at ourselves, because lately I see a lot of fans of players and not fans of the team, and it's a cancer we need to get rid of. About the changes, Felix tells me, well, look, I'm going to tell you something, Felix. I'm not saying it's about you, whether you're a Vinicius fan or just more into Madrid. I'm not saying this about you, But then, we've won it all. We've only lost to Athletic, and that was reproachable. And that the reaction after that has been today's attitude and today's game. By the way, are we really going to call out the team now? I mean, we practically had them. Anyway, we're going to call them out. Not scoring more goals, which is the only thing you can fault Madrid for today, and the decision-making in a few plays at the end of the match, and the fact that we didn't get there, In the second half, in the last few minutes, except for Mbappe's 2 chances, Rodrigo's free kick, and a couple more that, by the way, we've already created almost more than they have. Because they had that one where he mishandles it and ends up right in front of Courtois. Good thing his touch was off, because the Belgian keeper got the ball. But it's like, I mean, not even when they were in control of the game. End of the match, they had more chances than we did. No. But that's why I'm saying there's very little to criticize about Madrid today. Come on, not almost none. There's a few. Yeah, what I'm saying about the chances, but the rest is the attitude. Thanks a lot, Amado Bermúdez. Oh my gosh, I don't know how much that is, but it sounds like a lot. But Vini wasn't defending the change. It was to get better on defense. Sure, you've got it. Come on, Amado. I mean, like, you've really nailed it. You really hit the nail on the head. There was when Vini was leaving, that a lot of people are big Vini fans. I insist, let's stop being all about the player fans. Let's be more about the team. When Vini goes off, Rodrigo comes in. Rodrigo had 1 chance, but shot it poorly right into the keeper's hands. The free kick, though, he took it really well. Thanks a lot to Sergio Alvarez. He says, well, but it's missing just a little bit. Hold on. He says, just a sec, but it's still missing a little something. They have to run right over them. And for me, I'm going to put it right here. And for me, the first goal that Mbappe is good. I couldn't see who made the pass, the first goal then. The goal they took away from us was an assist. It was a pass from Güler, though I'm not sure if Fermin got a touch on it. Look, I'm telling you, but hey, that's the offside. The one we say is for nothing by millimeters. A play right after the change. I mean, Rodrigo was already on the left, pushing up with DY. Rodrigo went in with Kunde, something Vinicius wasn't doing anymore. That's why he took Vinicius out, not because he's better. Rodrigo up front is not Vini, because in a situation like that, you can't just park the bus in Madrid. He didn't do that. Barca was looking better in the last few minutes, but you got to play with that separately. Options up front, naturally, and quick guys up front. And especially with how the game was turning into winning it back and breaking out fast. A guy who sticks with the fullback, and Rodrigo has stuck with the fullback in all those plays, among other things, because he was fresh and Vinicius wasn't going anymore. If Vinicius gets it, great. And if he doesn't, man, that's fine too. Really good, Alonso, honestly. Those last changes there at the end, putting in Ceballos and putting in Gonzalo, the Gonzalo one on paper, I understood less. I didn't really get that one as much. Maybe it was about pressing a little more, a little higher up and better. But the Ceballos for Jude one, I got it all. It was to keep the ball more, and Ceballos really putting a lot of work there. Thanks a lot, Pepex. Give me a sec. Let me share your... Damn, man. Let's see if it lets me... I'm splitting your message. We're waiting to hear when Xabi Alonso speaks. Today, since he's the home coach, he'll speak later. Mr. Miguel, let's not forget that Palancalona's goal came from a screw-up by Güler, not from anything he created in the play. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. That screw-up from Güler that Alonso already mentioned, that Güler was going to have these kinds of screw-ups, that he was going to keep having these screw-ups. Thing is, Güler gives you a lot, but it's not the first time. I think against Marseille, the goal Marseille scored on us, it came from a pass, from a mistake in the play, and why? Well, he's going to have to change that, like Xavi has said many times. I mean, it's something the kid, he will get better at once. He stops making those kinds of mistakes. The key here is that he keeps learning and doesn't make those mistakes. I think he's a kid who learns, and learns really well, but he still slips up on that. In fact, he always shuts down Google when there's 15, 20, 25 minutes left. But why? Why 9 minutes? Because, well, he also stayed there on the field. It seemed like a lot to me that the ref added 20 minutes, huh? But he stayed there out on the field, Camavinga and all. They were the usual time wasters, but damn, not enough for that. Exactly. Take off or add, better said, 9 minutes. And like I said, I think Xabi Alonso did a great job with the substitutions. The guys, I don't know, let's see. Supposedly, let's see. It says here, someone's checking for the offside. Damn. It just doesn't move very well for me. Miguel says this. Check Mbappe's offside. Yeah, I'll show you now. Hold on, look. Let's see if I actually put it up. I put it here myself. Well, I titled the match myself. I just tweeted one thing at the end of the game, which was basically screw paying refs and crooks. And now it's at 1,000 likes. It's because which tweets get the most traction? Why do you think that is? Huh? Why do you think that is? All right, this is Mbappe's offside. Seriously, it's just amazing, man. How do they not feel ashamed? So, yeah. Someone asked whose pass it was, Google's or Fermin's. Great question. But they never even showed us that. I think there's only been one RP. Check it out. In the first RP, there is, I say, whoa, hope we didn't need to Google Fermin. Because it seemed to me that it was Fermin, actually, who passed it to him by accident, to MP. And then they never showed us that again, which is the key to everything. How's that going to be the key? Just some guy. But that's not even 1 millimeter. I mean, it could be 1 or 2 millimeters. How's that supposed to be the key? So the key is the frame and who makes the pass. Go. Put that picture up for me. Don't put this one because you're just making a fool of yourselves. That's right. Well, this could be read two different ways. They're going to tell you it's not science. Not like the ones it is, how do you say in anime? Scientific unanimity about pain has screwed us over with some gadget that tells you you've got to believe it. All right, fine. But when do they pick the fray? Besides, this doesn't give the forward any advantage. That's for starters. But hey, it's something I have to change at some point. But at what point do they put the frame in? Well, we're more than used to that. And then the penalty, man. And then the penalty. Look, let's listen to what he said. I think Paco Gonzalez did a great job on Cope. I think there was I haven't listened to Cope today. I've been watching more TV and was so fed up with that penalty thing that I didn't really notice what they were saying on Movistar Plus or on Movistar. Check this out. Let me show what Paco Gonzalez said. Seems like it is what it is.
That's a penalty as clear as day. You're going to shoot from the penalty spot at the goal. I stick my foot between your foot and the ball right when you're about to kick the ball. That's a penalty as clear as day. What I did was figure out what you have.
Well, and Lama was saying no. And some were comparing it to what happened with Sorloth and Militao. Do you remember in the game against Atletico de Madrid? Some people were comparing it to Sorloth and Militao. It's nothing like that. If Militao got to the ball and then Sorloth kicked him, but the key here is getting to the ball. Lamine Yamal doesn't get to the ball. He sticks his foot out in front. YY gets right in the way between the shot Vinicius had already started to take and the ball. Between the foot of the shot that Vinicius had already wound up with and the ball. That's always a penalty. The crazy thing is the ref changes his mind after seeing the footage. Yeah, no, but you're telling me there's another goal taken away, Mbappe, who says it doesn't come to him after bouncing off Chesney. It's offside, no doubt, because the shot Jude Bellingham's shot was already offside. Chesney stops it, but he was already offside. That's always the case. I mean, there's no new play because of the goal he saved. Hey, we're at 1 million now. Thanks, everyone. Sorry about the mistake at the start. About 1,000 or so of the ones here now haven't even noticed, but I started with a minute or nothing. Muted. I hadn't turned on the mic. Yeah, and I was here doing the whole mime thing. Anyway, well, technical issues sorted out. Look, here he is. Hang on. Here's Tchouaméni. Let's hear from him.
We're back at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium and we're going straight to Vittorio Calero with the star of the moment, Tchouaméni.
He's another one of the big standouts, no doubt, in Real Madrid's huge win today in the Clásico by 2-1. Aurel, congrats on the win. What's the best thing Real Madrid has done today to get these 3 points?
Give it our all together. We know that against that team, we have to give it our all, and we did. It was a great game from the whole team, and in the end, we deserve that review.
Especially in the first half, football-wise, Real Madrid was superior, way superior. In what way has he been superior? How did you approach this game?
I can't say everything, but in the end, I think the coach did an amazing job, when with the game plan. And yeah, no, we haven't done everything we wanted to, strong people all together. And most of all, when we got the ball back, we tried to create chances, and we did. We're really happy for him.
You nailed it today. Cheered on. Big applause from the Santiago Bernabéu crowd. How would you explain the amazing game you played today?
What do you say? Every game, every player on the team tries to give it their all and play at our best. Today was a key game for us, especially to get the win, with the confidence to keep going through this league. With all the players on the team, we've done an amazing job. But in the end, we did win. But in the end, it's just 3 points. We've got more games to win, and we're going to keep it up.
What's it like for a player when they play in an atmosphere like today, when they see the Bernabeu lit up like that, and with all that energy you guys got today?
I can assure you it's easier, because today, at times during the game, it was really tough physically, but with the support of the fans, we've done an incredible job. It's definitely easier with that kind of vibe in our office at home, and that's it.
Lastly, speaking of the good work, right now Barcelona, or actually better said, Real Madrid, is at the top of LaLiga, 5 points ahead of Barcelona too. What does that say to you about the great job you guys are doing with a season that basically started without a preseason?
No, I'm sure we're doing things right in that first stretch of the season. Everybody knows we didn't play at our best against Atletico, but that's just the story of one game. And in the end, we've only lost one game and we've won all the others. So we've got to keep improving every practice, every game, and I'm sure we're going to do a lot of great things during that stretch, that season.
Well, so there was Chomini. I just remembered to turn on the mic now. There was Chambe, his words. What have you done above anything else? Fight and fight hard. I think it's more than obvious. I mean, for anyone who criticizes Xavi, I'm just blown away. Honestly, I'm blown away that Madrid, the very first thing they had to do this year, with barely any preseason, with a new coach, the goal was to make sure we stayed on top and stayed focused. Put in solid performance ahead of fancy soccer. That's going to come later. But for now, we need to be sure. Are we 5 points ahead of Barca? We've only lost to Atleti in a game that was a total screw-up, and I think Madrid learned from it. The players have learned because today they really left it all out here. I think, that one thing is super important, and then the other... I'm going to post this comment from this guy. He says, your hate for Vini, that's incredible. Man, let's see. This guy doesn't watch the channel much, does he? I mean, I've busted my ass for Vinícius Jr. in everything I thought he was. It's definitely worth defending him naturally. Nobody's 100% defendable just because, and always, nobody. And the only thing I've said is just one thing. He took a Vini out because Vini wasn't covering Koundé's runs. I was going to put Rodrigo in. He told him, Rodrigo, you're fresh, cover Koundé's runs. And he did it. Rodrigo did it. He really did it. That's not why he did it, because Rodrigo is better than Vinicius up front. He didn't do it for that. In fact, Vinicius is way better than Rodrigo. Definitely a lot more decisive. Why? And he creates a ton more chances than Rodrigo. He produces way more than Rodrigo up front, but that's completely beyond any doubt. That's why Vinicius is legitimately a starter. And Rodrigo, isn't it freaking crazy that they tell me I have hate? But where do you see any hate when what I'm saying is that it can't be that there are only player fans and not fans of the club? I'm just saying that, but I've always defended Vini, always, absolutely always. And then here's the thing. You can't put on the kind of show Vinicius did. Go ahead and tell me I hate him, or wait. Let's listen to Xabi Alonso, who's talking, and then I'll explain.
How well we played. We won 2-1, but we could have scored more. I think it was a much-needed win for the team and for the fans. I've seen the Bernabeu come alive, really enjoy everything that happened in the game. Why is a win, not just about the 3 points. I think it has another kind of importance to...
Especially in the first half, when Real Madrid was better in terms of football, to be, over the course of the whole match, deserving of the win.
I think there were plenty of moments, even in the second half, when we had control of the game, in the sense that the team did what we had. Talked about that so many things went our way and that the win is actually even small. We had plenty of chances, not just because of the penalty, but from other places too. Then, without the ball, we worked really well, very organized, very united. And with the ball, we also knew how we could hurt them. So, yeah, I'm really happy.
More in the lead, 5 points ahead of Barcelona. An unusual preseason, 13 games, 12 wins. What does all that tell you?
Well, we're making progress. I think without a doubt, we had this game marked today, and it's really important, not just for the win and the 3 points, but mentally for our belief that this team can win big games. We're living with a really good feeling, and we got to enjoy it. It's time to enjoy it.
Today, I want to focus on the atmosphere, on the fans, on the Madrid spirit at the Bernabeu. How much does it mean to you today in games like this to see the crowd like that?
No doubt, 111, a key factor in this new one. This new phase or this new project is about getting people to connect with a team that really clicks in these games. People get involved, live the game, push hard, because that really gives them a boost. The team gets a lot of energy from it, and today we had it. I think he really enjoyed everything we had to do, and he supported us a lot.
Coach, congrats.
Thanks. I remember, thanks to Alonso, thanks to Victorio Calero, I remember the first round.
Well, there was Xavi. I can't show the starting image, even if it's just focused solely on the coach will be back as soon as Xabi Alonso speaks at the press conference. But before that, I was finishing my explanation about Sobrevini. I see people writing, we won despite the coach. Seriously, it's unbelievable. I mean, people, I don't know, I just don't get it. It's insane. It's insane. if last year we go and someone tells me it's not that you wanted Ancelotti to be out. The start 2 seasons ago with Ancelotti in Madrid wasn't anything spectacular. I remember goal from Judling in stoppage time. I remember that goal by Carvajal against Almeria when they went up 2-0. I mean, but the team was winning. There you go, Xavi, come on. Then I'll keep telling you what I was saying. Come on, Xavi, where are you? Where are you? Come on, man.
Carvajal making the gesture that he talks a lot. Has that given your team an extra boost to win the Classic this afternoon?
No, I'm not sure about extra, but the team was really motivated. We had been talking about it beforehand, how important the game was. Not just for the 3 points, not for where we were coming from. What a good game could mean, a win, earning it. And I think all those conditions have been met. So yeah, I'm really happy for the guys, especially because they needed that feeling of being able to win a big game like any Classic you play, and the motivation was all there.
Hi Xavi, how's it going? All good. I'm Antonana, live on Cadena Ser. Do you guys want to know how he feels about Vinicius' reaction when he's subbed out?
I'm taking away a lot of positives from the game, a lot of good things from Vini, and we'll talk about it, of course. But I don't want to lose focus on what's important. These are really things we'll talk about during the big game. It was great. Vini also contributed a lot. All the other players, what we wanted to do, a lot of things came together, and it's an important win, deserved, even short, you could say, because we've gotten chances, the penalty, and then, well, it's going to give us a boost. Getting back that feeling of being a competitive team in big games is important. We'll talk about the other thing.
Hi, it's Xavi Antonio Molina, National Radio Spain. What were you going for with the game plan? Did it work out for you? Obviously, with the win, scoring, it all wraps up nicely in the middle of the field. And tell us a little bit about what the idea was. Why? If you're happy with it, I'm guessing you are.
You get it, or whatever details I can give you. We were looking with the roster we have. We gotten a lot of players back, put the team out there, better prepared to compete in an important game, in a game with different moments against a rival that plays well. But I think we handled it really well. We went defensively, the team put in the work with a lot of confidence when we had to push up, when we basically had to come together as a unit. The goal we gave up was our own mistake. And then the last one from Koundé was half a chance, but then we created a lot, not in many chances. The penalty, so then the choice is the one for today's game. But above all, the energy, the belief, the competitiveness of the team. The players who started, the players who came in also did well. Are we leaving really happy? I think most of all, I saw the guys enjoying themselves, and the stadium too. I think the stadium, the Bernabeu, had a really good vibe. I think it was important for the people too. It was important to see that their team could compete and win a big game at the Bernabeu. There's been some incredible energy. I think they've enjoyed it all, even the tough moments, and that's exactly what we need. This project is just getting started, but the connection with the people, with the stadium, with the Madrid fans is essential. And today I really felt it.
Live action on Kobe's game time. Aurelien was just saying over in the friendship zone, that Chouameni has spoken in the mixed zone. He was saying it's not just any win. So yesterday you were saying the medals and trophies get handed out in May, but ending that streak of lost classics, that we keep reminding you every single day about the Paris and Atleti. It's such a rush, right? This is more share.
You guys were talking about it yourselves, and now that it's happened, we can finally appreciate it. And yeah, it's definitely not just about the 3 points, like I mentioned before. I think this has some extra importance. We know it's not that we're still in October, almost November. It's still way too soon. We got a lot of rowing to do. We have to work hard, but today we really wanted to have a good feeling, and that's how it turned out. And for the future, we need a lot of what we did today.
Hi, Coach. This is Alberto Pereira here. live for the Onda Cero sports station.
Onda Cero. Last season, there was this paranoia about not being able to win big games in Madrid. You've already been through both the Club World Cup situation and the day of the Atlético de Madrid game. You were saying it's the longest defeat in history because we've talked about it so much.
You said it yourselves.
But okay, so yeah, the longest defeat. Me, just to follow up on what Miguel was asking you, I want to focus it on you personally. You've taken a load off your shoulders with today, since it was a big game and you beat Barca?
No. Me, no weight at all. Just the weight of responsibility for this game. Because of how important it is given the opponent, the stakes, what it means emotionally, not just for the 3 points. It's going to be great for us to grow, to get a really good feeling, but there's still a long way to go, So just enjoy it a bit today and keep calm.
Hi Xavi, good afternoon. Olivier Rubenso from El País. I want to ask you about the past month, which I think is pretty much the time that's gone by since the 5-2 at the Metropolitano. How's it been? Because it felt like whatever you guys did just wasn't enough. It didn't cut it. Until you pulled off a win like this, how did you guys live it on the inside? How did you process it? And how did you know that from the outside it looked like the most important thing was winning a game like this? Thanks.
No, we didn't. We didn't talk about those things. We don't really see it that way from the inside. We're really focused on the stuff we got coming up in the very short term. I think it's the best prep we can do. Each part, try to give it our all. Prepare for it like it's the most important one, right? Because we haven't prepared the match for the Clásico any differently than the one against Getafe. We know how important the YY is and what it means. Stronger than it could be, that's for sure. But starting from by Tuesday, we're already thinking about the next thing. No, we shouldn't dwell on it. Too much calm, composure, enjoy it, and keep going.
Hey, Xavi, how's Sergio Escolar doing? Breakaway. I want to ask you about those plays at the end of the game. We saw Vinicius head over to Barcelona's bench to celebrate Pedri getting a red card. Carvajal telling Alamin, you talk a lot. We asked you before the game if you think we're going back to how things were a few years ago.
No, he didn't mess up. He was saying sorry.
Another teammate was another teammate. I wanted to ask you if you think we're already in that time period.
No.
And also, how have you handled all this at the end?
The tension of the match, an important part for both us and them. The result was really close. We had to defend, but we didn't face too many chances. The penalty, we had chances to score, so I handled it with the tension of the moment. But I take it pretty normally, and there's nothing you really need to do. Too much overthinking, and no need to give too much importance to those tense moments that happen. It's soccer, it's the classics. There have been plenty of those in those years you're talking about, especially. So what? That's it. It continues. Next Saturday, we've got another game.
How's it going, Xavi, with Martin from OK Diario? I wanted to ask you why you went with Eduardo Camavinga today and what you were looking for in that midfield. Coach, we put Camavinga and Mendy together.
Well, and with Arda, we've played together. With players like Eduardo and Arda, they even have that flexibility. They've got that dynamism to be able to play in different positions. Today we needed, of course, to control the midfield, not being weak in that area when Barca tries to get past their first line of pressure. I think we did pretty well. Then from there, where to make the passes, where to go after the plays. And I think Eduardo played a great game. The 4.5 overall, the whole team, not really. But I think Eduardo has already played an amazing game.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon. José Luis Calderón from Marca newspaper. I wanted to ask you about Jude, if you truly believe he's back after going through that whole long recovery from his injury, that it's taken him a bit to get into the swing of things, and if you think that after today's game, it's the confirmation that Bellingham is back, the best Bellingham is back for Madrid.
Did we see both against Juve and today a great game, well, even in Getafe? The last one. He's played 3 really good games. I'm not so sure. Having him back, we knew it would be before the last break. Well, at the start, you need a little bit of time, a few minutes to get going, to get a feel for things. And that's how it went. and what we expected even turned out better than we thought after the break and the time he was here, which wasn't with the national team. And so Jude's a player who's all about feelings, about connecting and inspiring, and that's why he's had such great games.
Hi, Xavi. Abraham Romero. El Mundo said, Chomeri mentioned in the mixed zone that he kind of likes a little bit of rivalry before these big games. That he used to see it when he was a kid too in the classics, and that he likes this pre-game rivalry. He was talking bad about the Ninja statements. Beyond how the locker room has reacted during the week to those statements, and beyond whatever he might have already done to help the team during the game, do you think the ending reflects that a bit? The team's reaction to those words, the drive they had to win the game. Exactly. And say it.
It just wasn't the right moment with the tension running high for both them and us. These clashes, that drive has always been there, not just in this game, but in plenty of others. I don't know if it's because of one thing or the other. It's just the drive we had and about the game. So what was going on? A lot of things, right? There's no need to freak out over that friendly rivalry. No. As long as it's healthy and stays within competitiveness and respect. That's how I've seen it.
Let's do the last two questions.
Hi, JB, Ruben Cañizares from ABC. No, you don't want to talk about Vinicius' theatrics or the gestures you made when you sent him to the bench. He's only been a coach for 4 years. I don't know if you've ever had a player with so much character, with as much fire as he's got. Do you know exactly how to push the right buttons when you've got a player who's so intense or so... Like Vinicius is in certain situations. Like when you sub him out, because it's not the first time this season, it's not the first time, he gets mad over one of your substitutions. As a coach, do you know exactly which button to press so this doesn't happen?
I think all the coaches within the team have different personalities. You've got to know how to handle things differently with the same high standards and with the same respect. That's what we'll do now. We'll enjoy. And when the time comes, we'll talk for sure. Last question in the locker room. How's it going, Javi?
Hey there, Carlos Vicente from Radio Marca here. Congrats. You've already made it clear that off the field and before the game, there wasn't any kind of special treatment involving the Ninja, but out on the field, in the game. Have you given it any thought? I'm saying that because football-wise, you completely shut her down.
We didn't try to defend him, to defend well as a team, and we didn't show any consideration. And the team overall has defended well. We haven't faced too many chances.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks. From the coach for our entrance.
All right. So there's what Xabi Alonso said. That shot of her, a empty Bernabeu, was really nice. People have pointed it out. Xabi Alonso, the connection between the fans and the team, which is what they were going for since the start of the season, getting that connection back, because it's true that last season left us feeling really cold, and that's been fixed. And above all, the most important thing, even though Xavi plays it down a bit, Real Madrid is playing against Manresa in basketball. He downplays that a bit. The team's reaction to what Ninja said was bad, right? I think it really showed in their attitude. Both in the team's attitude during the 90 minutes and at the end of the match. Give me a sec. I gotta reinstall this. How did they come out there? To remind the kid he needs to talk less and play more. Because at 18 years old, it's insane how that's even possible. First time we've seen this in professional soccer, in professional sports. Someone who hasn't won anything yet, just some league titles, one of them illegitimate, with his club for registering players after the deadline and all that. But come on, he hasn't won anything big. He hasn't won a Champions League. The importance he gives himself and how much he thinks he's all that, like he could make a documentary like Michael Jordan's. So, hey, knocking him down a peg was pretty great. I think that in that final huddle the team did to celebrate the win, to celebrate it, and especially to jump right into that scuffle at the end, which I honestly have no idea what happened. I think he walked by there and told her, or Carvajal told the girl off, saying she should talk less or something like that. And then, right between the two benches, between the two teams with their staff included, they all got mixed up in that final scuffle. All right, well, damn, a few things I wanted to talk about. He says Camavinga played a good game, and yeah, even though he did frustrate me a little in situations like the one where Balde went up pretty much all alone down the left wing, Camarina wasn't going with him because he was walking. A lot of ball carrying from Camavinga. In fact, the yellow card they gave to Fede Valverde in the first half was because Camavinga had lost the ball. Holding on to it and holding on to it and holding on to it and holding on to it. He needs to pass it quicker. The thing is, then they're there. Physically a beast. And he's a player who, when he's on his game, is so important for the team, man. Yeah, I mean, for me, he should be a starter, but only if he's in good shape. But there are things about Camavinga, despite what you guys said today, Javi. He's been good. There are some things about his runs that, well, if they happen, you gotta tweak a bit so he lets go of the ball sooner, so he doesn't mess with the ball so much, etc. But overall, really good. To keep talking about that Vini thing, man, I'm reading some stuff here. Oh my gosh. Look, I'm not banning anyone. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm laughing and I'm like, look, just let them keep writing. Then there are people with a lot of good judgment who are writing really well, but man, some folks are just sleeping in here. Everyone's sneaking in. It's crazy. Man, well, about the whole Vini thing, just to wrap this up, look, you're telling me that Iñaki, apparently he kicked off his stream talking about we're almost 3,500 here. I really appreciate it. I'm asking you to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate you being here with me after the game. A million thanks right here. The most important thing is that Madrid finally beat these guys at last. We're ahead of them by 5 points. And if not, if they don't rob us with the refs, then it could still be close. We can keep this lead with the kind of focus the team's been showing. He only switched off during the game against Atleti. I think that problem from back then, we've learned from it. And that problem has been solved. Mauricio Sarabia tells me here, and I appreciate it. Greetings, Miguel. I still can't figure out how you're going to take Vini out and leave Mbappe. After missing the penalty, he vanished. What's up with Alonso? Mauricio, thanks, man, for the donation. I put your comment here. I highlighted it exactly for that reason. I'm saying the same thing again. And with that, you take me to the thing. So basically, Vini got pulled out by Xabi Alonso only for me, purely and exclusively because he needed a guy on the left to cover the run from Koundé. But don't get carried away with crazy ideas. That's just how it is. No way. Mbappé was messing up even more to begin with. For starters, Mbappé scored one and British didn't. But he created a lot of chances and played really well. I like Vini. Damn. He scored with a penalty that should have counted. And that's the thing. For me, he's the best in the world when he's on. I mean, Vini has grown a lot in the last few games. I had shown a good level, but we had to defend a result without losing sight of what was going on up top. And Xabi Alonso understood that a guy who's kind of like Vinicius never really messes up to Vinicius. Of course, Rodrigo, because he doesn't create as much as the guy up top. But yeah, he was going to fix the whole issue of covering on the left side when Koundé pushed forward. Dude, aside, like Frances, he also scored another legit goal. And by the way, he sent me a photo. Now I'm going to show you who actually touched that ball to Mbappe, whether it was Google, this guy, or Fermin, right? I'll show it to you now, but just for that, seriously, stop being a fan or fans of players. The important thing here is the team. The coach has to look out for the team. Not worry about whether someone's going to get mad. Vinicius, and that's exactly my point. Vinicius putting on such a big show, getting mad. He's got to understand that he just can't do that. I like that Vinicius has a fiery temper, even at the end, even if the scuffle started because of him or because of Carvajal. I don't know. I'll watch it later. Later there'll be videos of what they said and all that. So, but to me, the fact that Vinicius said it right to his face, you talk a lot. Carvajal did it too, but I think Vini did as well because I was looking at some footage they showed earlier on Movistar. Plus, I think it's awesome. That's what Vini's got to do there. Ole, Vinicius. But he's got to keep himself in check when it comes to making changes. Whatever you want, as long as it doesn't mean a yellow or a red card. But going against your coach, no way. Come on, what are you telling me? I'm going to highlight this message and thank Aiden a lot. Marcus says, the game ended 5-0. What a save the Barca goalie pulled off. Of course, and besides, Xabi Alonso said it himself. That's the thing. Aside from the Kun D in the second half, the goal the slip-up, the goal we gave away because of a mistake by Arthur Güler when they took the ball from him right at the edge of the box. And I think I'd add maybe one or two from Ferran Torres, but without much danger. They basically created nothing. Madrid has created a ton. This was a 4-5-1 game all the way, guys. I don't know if there's anyone who sees something negative here, just because they mess with Vinicius or might mess with another player they're a fan of. So he's not a fan of Madrid. He's a fan of a player. We're going nuts over this nonsense. And what someone was telling me earlier. And come on, Giovanni says, your crazy ideas, the real deal, Miguel Rodrigo. I didn't improve a thing. Melon, you got a melon? Giovanni, you're such a melon. I'm not saying that. It's just that Rodrigo doesn't really get better up front. He's never going to be better than Vinicius. The kid took a free kick with a huge save from Chesney. Rodrigo has held out on defense, something Xabi Alonso used to tell him. He wasn't doing that with Vinicius and Vinicius. But seriously, you guys don't get it. But you just don't get it. I swear I'm blown away by people, man. I'm blown away. What I really don't remember at all is that he didn't do anything. But it doesn't matter if he does something. I mean, he had some defensive work to do. And then Rodrigo doesn't get picked up front. Damn. Another thing is, it's not the same for us as with Vini. But I'm not picking because he didn't take Mbappe out. Because Mbappe doesn't do that job. Mbappe is up front. He doesn't have the same defensive role Vinicius does. He just doesn't. Mbappe doesn't have to worry about their fullback pushing up. He doesn't have to do that. He missed a penalty, yeah, but he scored goals. One that counted and another they made not count, but it should have. Damn, is it really that hard to get it, dude? I'm just blown away. You tell me about Miguel. I sent you. Wait. Damn, he sent me so many messages. I really appreciate it, but it's just no. Someone told me they sent me videos. I sent you videos on Twitter of the whole brawl. All right, I'll check now. Universe Red Build. I'll check now, man. But I'm going to show you something first. I'm going to show you something else first. Another little thing first, which is the next one. Hang on. Something that Blanc Mal's voucher from Jose Maria sent me from Blaine's Catalonia, in the Madridista Catalonia. So the guys out there fighting every day, what is this? And it's the ball that looks like it's touched, that Fermin touches, though, like, I don't really know. I mean, here I'm not sure. I don't know, but this was the important part of Mbappé's play, not whether he was offside by a hair or something ridiculous. It's just unbelievable. It's not about choosing. I mean, at what point did they pick the frame? They haven't shown it to us, and they haven't shown us this either. There's only been one VAR review. This must be the screenshot of that REP. And here, could it have been Fermin he touched and not Guller? Huh? Someone will say, in case, would he have touched Fermin? No, maybe it's a foul on Google because he hits him from behind. I think they both touched the ball. Now, figuring out who touched it last, well, man, that's what they should have asked the ref. Seems to me, man, I'm blown away that people don't get the whole beginnings thing. Man, I'm serious, but next game, Vinicius, we'll see. Vinicius ahead of Rodrigo. Rodrigo a million times because he's better, but today we had to defend. Let's hear from Bellingham.
Congrats. 3 golden points today against Barcelona.
Thank you so much. A really important win for us. We're really happy because last year we lost a lot of time against them. Today's a good day for all of us. A great day. Effort from everyone, and that's why we remember the 3 points.
In what way has Real Madrid especially stood out in terms of soccer to be so much better than Barcelona in this match?
We stood out in the first, with the ball. We were really decisive. Each play ends with a good shot or something. In the second, more on the defensive side. Defensively, really good Huyesen, Fede, Carreras and Carvas when they come in. But an amazing game from the whole team.
Tell me about your assist. Did that play, the pass, kind of remind us a little of Zinedine Zidane? How did you feel in that moment?
We are them. They play really high. We get the kill in the box. Way easier when I have him. Go ahead. And that's why he turns wide pass. Easy. And totally fake from him. And goal.
And the goal, second game in a row, 2 goals this week. Judd right there too, in your area.
Tapping's not my favorite. A lot of people say it's luck, but for me it's how I understand the game. When the ball goes here or here, The position changes everything for me, and everything ready for what's coming. And a great header from Militao. I'm there for Marquez revolution.
You told us a couple of days ago on Real Madrid TV in a report we did with you that you were feeling great. Physically, you'd reached your best level in terms of fitness and how you felt. Today, we proved it.
Yeah, I was doing, he already said it. I feel really good. Working a lot this month. It's with skill, with Ivan, with Ruben at the gym, all together. I'm really happy right now because, like I said, I'm feeling great and ready for whatever's coming.
And finally, what an amazing vibe today at the San Adrián Bernabéu Stadium. It's been one of the great days. I guess you've lived here.
These days for the fans too. Like I said, a long time. Last year, we played badly, not in that game, in these big games. And today, it's for everyone, fans, players, staff, you guys, and everyone.
Yute, my friend, great to see you back at such a high level.
Many thanks to the godmother.
What a super Spanish expression. Oh my gosh.
He's learning fast. Jude was blown away that there are people who are in such a bad mood, and we beat those ref players from that team, whatever. We could have totally crushed them. Seriously, let that be the only thing that makes us go, damn it, we should have recorded it. Look how nice the stadium looks on top of the stadium. But the fact that there are people who went and benched Vini, I mean, I don't even know what to say, like, seriously. Honestly, I think there are people who sneak in. I mean, there are Madrid fans who sneak in because if not, I don't get it at all. They were going to show it here. Look, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly the topic I'm gonna share with you. Now that Fran passed it to me, and this is it. And it's that thing with Fermin, that thing. Sorry, it's what? Damn, now it's what we were saying earlier, that it could have been a touch from Fermin, really a pass from Fermin. Mbappe, give me a sec, I'll look it up here. The good guy sent it to me. Frankie's bonus. All right, hold on. Okay, it's the picture I've got to put up very carefully. All right, there you go. All right, let's hit play. I'll post it as we go. Hey, guys, because you get me, I can do this here, okay? Who's passing the ball? Watch out, we're getting closer, huh? Who's passing the ball? And damn well. Well, could it be Guller? Huh? Because if it is, I really don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, this is what I should have checked. What we're looking at right now. Does he stick his foot under him, Guller? That's why he doesn't need to, because he touched the ball. That's why there's no need for this Fran. But look, I think Fran and everyone, I think it's Guller who touches the ball. Yeah, he touches the ball. Guller doesn't mean Fermin didn't touch it a little. Okay? But that's exactly why the ball goes where it goes and with the power it has, because Fermin tries to stop it and Guller tries to hit it. It's always going to come out stronger when he hits it. If not, and not when you try to control it. That's why it's not a foul on Guller, because he touches the ball. Because if not, if Guller doesn't get to touch the ball, it would be a foul. I think I'm looking at it in the most objective way. Guys, sorry, if anyone gets bothered, okay, so then it's Guller, right? So now what we need to check is that damn frame, they still won't show us, right? I think, guys, in the end, how do you see it? I think it's Guller's turn. I think it's a dispute over a hit to Fermin's leg. It's not that it's a hit on Fermin's leg, but that's exactly why the one who's up next is Google, I think. Guys, but I'm telling you, shouldn't we go to the frame with Mbappe's position and not have them show us those cartoon figures, huh? We're going to get him. They're offside because of the thickness of the shin guard. It's just unbelievable. Seriously, with Barca, some things just happen. So now I answer you. Now I answer this about Barca. Crazy things happen, like these kinds of frames, this kind of situation whereby just 1 millimeter, it's offside. It always goes in Barca's favor. There's just not a single one that's happened to Barca. That's what he tells me. That's what Oso Alonso tells me. Miguel, didn't the last few minutes of Real Madrid feel kind of like Atletico de Madrid? With the changes, we shouldn't have been like in the first half. I mean, look, one thing is being Atletico de Madrid, and from that minute on, 30 minutes into the first half, If you're winning, you sit back. Didn't Madrid do that too? And another thing is that in the last few minutes, if they're physically a little better and especially a lot more fluid with the ball, you've got to defend yourself. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That doesn't seem wrong to me. And watch out, okay? Thing is, even so, Madrid has had more and better chances in these last few minutes of the second half. When Barca supposedly was playing better and had way more possession, they still came up short. Mbappe's shot blocked by Araujo, another one from Mbappe, another Mbappe run that goes way off target, but he shoots with his left. The free kick was taken by Rodrigo, and it was a really bad shot. And Szczesny makes the save without any trouble, no problem at all. The foul that Rodrigo took really well, it's true, he could have been better in other moments. All right, for the Vinicius fans who come at me saying Rodrigo sucks, he finished poorly in some, but he did well on the free kick. All right. And Barca has only had, I mean, it's Barca. It was that one from Koundé. He messed up the control, got way too close, was cooking up the goal and all that, but they've only had that one. So it's not going to be that bad. I mean, it's not doing an Atletico de Madrid, guys, plus we're coming from crap. I mean, we're coming from crap. I'm gonna wrap up with a story you guys asked me about earlier, the whole thing about Iñaki. In his live stream, apparently he started off saying he focused everything on the change. And what did he say? I need to see Iñaki. I'm not going to put words in Iñaki's mouth that I don't know if he actually said, because I haven't seen the video. Someone here told me that apparently Iñaki said Alonso, like the club is forcing him to switch to profits. If that's what Iñaki said, which I don't know, then that's just my take. For me, that's not it. Not even close. And especially not in a situation like today's. Can we talk about something else? Huh? Not at the start of the season. Changes are pretty much the same. Nothing suspicious. Me plus, I just don't think this is how it is. Not even close. But in those where you might say, damn, leave Vini alone. But for me, what happened today is purely and exclusively a defensive thing. That's it. That's it. A defensive thing where a guy who comes in fresher than Vini is worse than him, but he can still give you similar stuff. And on top of that, is going to give you more on defense than Vinicius could anymore. The coach has to look out for the team, but I'm not going to say this again because I think I'm just repeating myself. Well, hey, Lamine was just bad. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. Wasn't that just a pathetic game that Lamine played? Let's see if that clown starts talking again, because he was acting all high and mighty in the Nations final. And there was Daddy Cristiano and a Portugal that wasn't any better than Spain that day, huh? But yeah, well, then they won on penalties, but still, huh? Tongue up your butt, kid. And today, this one in Madrid, it's way better with way more options. And just a tiny downside that's basically done nothing. Guys, 55 whole minutes of live streaming, but we keep going. We're leaving YouTube, but we're still going. I'm going to drop the link here real quick where if you copy and paste, you can hop into the live stream on Viga. All right, it's a live stream for the real diehards. There it is. Here you go. Let's keep going on Viga. In fact, we're going to keep going on Viga in this app. I just put it up for you right now. Look, there you go. All right. Let's see. On the screen, you won't be able to copy and paste, but you do have it in the chat, okay? This is the live stream. This is the live stream from Big APP. Let's head over there now, and we'll be able to do the following. Watch the highlights of the game. Watch moving images. Because on that app, they don't mess up your live stream. They don't monetize it. If you put up soccer images, cool. And that's what's great about it. And that's usually when we do it after 55 solid minutes we've been here. On YouTube, we usually do that kind of extra time. Post-game extra time, all right? We're still on Big APP. Here's the link, all right? Copy and paste. See you there. I'm telling you, game footage, more reactions. We're going to be there for another hour. I encourage you to do it. They tried to rob us, and on top of that, the refs are paid off. It's unbelievable. They couldn't do it because we talked about it at the start of this live stream. That penalty on Vinicius is just outrageous. It's a blatant penalty, and the fact that he missed it is even more outrageous. All right. See you on Big Up, guys. I'm not even saying goodbye. Just copy and paste, and we'll meet up there in the app. It's going to be. We'll keep it short here and head over there right away without missing a beat. All right, here we go.